Coming up on Mountain News this morning, protests persist as people around the world call for a ceasefire to the Israel and Hamas war. And officials want parents to know the early signs of suicide as it continues to be a leading cause of death in young people.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We are creeping up to 6 o'clock this Labor Day morning, and I hope that you are relaxing, hopefully not rushing out the door to get to work or anything today. So let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your Labor Day forecast.
Sit back and enjoy what's going to be an absolutely gorgeous afternoon. 63, if we look off in the distance, there are some low clouds and fog that are plaguing those of you across the Cumberland Valley and in northern Tennessee and portions of the Virginias right now. Cold front continues to swing through your particular part of the viewing area, and then you'll end up enjoying what we're starting to enjoy here on this Labor Day morn. Temperature-wise, it's 64 right now at Jackson, 64 at Prestonsburg, 62 at Irvin, versus being closer to 70 from Harlan and at 70 at Monticello. Satellite weather composite, yeah, you can see where the boundary is. It's pretty much draped along the I-81 corridor, and this will continue to track toward the east and southeast. That means high pressure builds in with a tremendous second half of the day for everyone. After some low clouds and fog, we'll end up seeing a lot of sunshine today and a high in hazard up to 78. More about your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast. No bus stop forecast today. Yay, no school. It's coming up in just a few moments. Madison?
Tim, thank you. Anger over the deaths of 6 Israeli hostages taken by Hamas have sparked protests in Israel and here in the U.S. One Israeli-American hostage was among those killed. President Joe Biden said in a statement that he was devastated and outraged by the news. The White House says he and the vice president are set to meet with their hostage negotiating team today. CBS News' Carissa Lawson has more from New York.
Clashes between protesters and police in Tel Aviv overnight as thousands took to the streets in Israel to demand a ceasefire and hostage deal. The massive protests erupted after Israel announced that it had recovered the bodies of 6 hostages in Gaza who were taken by Hamas on October 7th. Israeli officials say they believe the hostages were killed shortly before military forces arrived to rescue them. An outpouring of grief at the funeral of hostage Almog Sarusi. His mother saying, "My beloved son, how we hoped and prayed to see you again." Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Poland was also one of the 6 hostages killed. His parents addressed last month's Democratic National Convention.
Hirsch, if you can hear us, we love you.
In New York on Sunday, the families of other hostages called on President Joe Biden to help get a deal.
None of this had to happen.
Over the weekend, the president told reporters he's optimistic that a deal can still be reached. He and Vice President Kamala Harris also spoke to the Goldberg Poland family to express condolences. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned that those who killed the hostages do not want a deal, and he vowed to do everything to make sure the atrocities are not perpetrated again. Israel and Hamas agreed to brief pauses in fighting to allow for UN polio vaccinations, but strikes continue in Gaza, and violent clashes have also picked up in the West Bank. Carissa Lawson, CBS News.
The White House says National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met virtually with the families of the hostages yesterday to discuss the administration's efforts to push the two sides to reach a deal to bring the hostages home. Doctors say suicide is one of the top 3 leading causes of death in people ages 10 to 24, prompting the importance of suicide awareness. They say between 20 and 30% of teen suicides are a result of a same-day crisis, where teens are not suffering from depression or another long-time mental illness. That's why Norton Children's psychologist Katie Hopkins wants parents to know the warning signs.
Because suicidal ideation and thoughts about suicide can come and go. So while they may not be having them today, but if they're experiencing a lot of stressors, if they have all those warning signs in place, all it might take is just another thing happening, another event that causes them stress, that tips them over the edge and causes them to have those thoughts or engage in suicidal behaviors. So it's important you continue to check in with your child and connect them with additional support, even if initially they're denying that they have the thoughts.
She says to pay attention if your kids are talking or writing about suicide or death, especially with risky behaviors, and watch if they withdraw from family or friends. Hopkins says a sudden positive shift in mood should also be concerning. Her advice to parents: if you notice these behaviors, talk to your child and be direct. In Lexington, DV8 Kitchen is known for employing former addicts and building support through their recovery journey. Saturday, they teamed up with Voices of Hope for a day dedicated to awareness, education, and community. The goal was to honor the victims of overdose. Outside were flags to represent the 12,361 lives lost in Kentucky since 2017. The day isn't just to remember, but a day to educate the community about overdoses and preventative measures.
I've been in recovery for about 5.5 years now, and so I wanted to spread awareness to other people who may be suffering from substance use disorder.
DV8 Kitchen says they plan to honor this day every year until no more flags need to be added. The beginning of the fall semester through Thanksgiving break is called the Red Zone on college campuses. That is because it accounts for the majority of college campus sexual assaults. University of Kentucky Police Chief Joe Monroe says the department has a special victims unit with 2 detectives and a victim advocate that walk people through the resources available in the community, including the court process and UK's own campus resources.
Whether they want to press criminal charges or not, we still want to make sure that it gets reported and we get them the assistance they need to recover.
Chief Monroe says prevention during the Red Zone and all other times of the year is a group effort. A woman's risk of getting ovarian cancer is about 1 in 87, according to the American Cancer Society. The symptoms are often subtle and mistaken for other, more common problems. Signs can include bloating, pelvic or abdominal pain, trouble eating or feeling full quickly, and urinary symptoms such as urgency or frequency. The American Cancer Society says these symptoms could also have other causes, but when caused by ovarian cancer, they tend to be persistent and a change from normal.
It's important to be able to tell other people what to look for or what not, so that we decrease the incidence of ovarian cancer.
UK's Markey Cancer Center has a free ovarian cancer screening program. Women over the age of 25 who have a family history of ovarian cancer or other genetic risk factors, and any woman over the age of 50 are eligible for free screenings.
6:07 on a Monday morning, Labor Day. Hope you're sitting back with your cup of coffee, your OJ, glass of water, and just relaxing with nowhere to go. Yeah, we've got some low clouds and fog off in the distance as a cold front continues to swing on through, and will continue to do so. For those of you watching from Norton, from Lafayette, as well as Middlesboro, and a better feel to the air coming your way as some of us across our northern counties are waking up to a delightful morning. All right, get you out the door with, yes, high pressure building in. We're all into the sunshine this afternoon. We're all going to have a very pleasant feel to the air and a high in hazard up to 78. How about the rest of the week as we get ready to get back to, I won't say it, your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Got to enjoy today first, right, Madison?
Yes, enjoying today is very important. Thank you, Tim. One Eastern Kentucky artist is working to bring therapy to art. Liv Taylor with Land of Liv is a certified therapeutic art instructor. She says she is hosting sessions during the winter months for a discounted rate for those who use Medicaid. Taylor adds art can have a big impact on people as they navigate through life.
And because of the demographics of the area, even though Medicaid doesn't cover it, I do give that for a discounted price. And it's important that self-expression be like within a daily life of every child that's growing up in today's society.
Taylor says for more information, you can visit her Facebook page at Land of Live. A group of artists are joining forces to create a mural in downtown Harlan. WYMT's RJ Johnson was there.
Murals are popping up throughout the region in efforts of beautifying the area.
You're starting to see it a lot in our area, the whole Appalachian region. There's a lot of murals popping up everywhere, and I think it's fantastic. Not only does it give us artists a chance to showcase our talents, but like I said, it just makes things prettier and more interesting for people to get out and kind of look around and roam around through different parts of the city or in areas that, sometimes don't get a lot of traffic.
That is no different in Harlan. Darian White with Custom FX Graphics has created several pieces throughout the city, saying murals help bring more people to the area.
It's great for the local businesses, and I think it's fantastic, as a draw for people. Because I've personally seen a lot of people come out of town specifically to look for a certain mural or something to get a photo in front of. And while they're there, they walk around and check out the sites. It's pretty cool.
For Liv Taylor, she is working on a mural in what will soon be a community theater.
This is for people to walk in, and not only do they have the words that they can relate to, they can say, I'm from here. Oh, I recognize that. Oh, that's my word. And it just surrounds you in a big hug.
Taylor, along with White, his wife and son, and Nora Hall with Painting Appalachia, are partnering up to create this mural in Umbrella Alley. White says things are coming along.
So it's going to take us a little while. Probably over the next few weeks, you'll start to see it really coming to life. We're just in the beginning stages now. We've got some color down, and we've got some stuff sketched out.
Saying they're all working together to bring more pops of color throughout the city.
So the more beautiful things you look at every day that give you a sense of belonging, the more happier and fulfilled your life's going to be. And that's the point.
In Harlan, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
White says they are also planning for more murals for the future. Thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Just ahead, families in Perry County have more things to do outside as officials put more finance into the park system.